So please indulge me for a moment, because I'm going to take a little time to do something that I know my husband will not do today, and that is to fully sing his praises. 8 years in the crucible, and not once did you melt from the heat. Not once did you let it harden you. Instead, you used it to reveal your truest essence, your stubborn optimism and unflinching courage, your dazzling brilliance and unpretentious decency, your ferocious work ethic, and absolutely unshakable moral fiber. You were unflappable at every turn, always focused, always calm, always looking at the long view. How absurd it is to even imagine that you might have buckled under the pressure even once, lashed out in frustration, lost your temper. How absurd it is to imagine that you might have done anything but make our family and this entire country proud. You were doing the people's work, rescuing our economy, expanding health care, ending a war, ordering the bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a peace prize, keeping us safe from Ebola, regulating the banks, standing up for marriage equality, listening to science, and comforting an entire nation in the face of unspeakable tragedies. And you did it all with such grace and class and cool that you made the hardest job in the world look like a walk in this beautiful park. You always gave us the very best within you. And in doing so, you reminded the rest of us that we could too. Barack, there are no words to express how proud I am of the way you showed up and continue to show up every single day. It has been an honor to be by your side. You have made me a better person and have given us all an example that we should strive to emulate. And I hope you know, there is truly no higher calling than that.
A lot of people say she is talking to somebody, but she ain't mentioning no name. Welcome back. How are you guys doing? Thank you to all my return subscribers. Really appreciate you. And if you're new here, thank you. On this channel, we talk about everything trending. Like this one right now, that it's buzzing the internet. If this kind of content interests you, please do not forget to subscribe, turn on your bell notification, and leave a like so others can have the opportunity to join the conversations as well. Yes, let's just dive right into it. Yeah, know what? This page went viral. First of all, to all the men that want this kind of praises from their women, are you listening? Are you learning? Are you learning? That was powerful. And I'm going to be rolling y'all how people are reacting to this. Why some people are saying if we have a competition of describe somebody or describe something without mentioning no names. Former First Lady Michelle Obama, she will have gotten a trophy by now. Do y'all agree? Let's go down in the comment section and add your comment. Let's go listen to how people are reacting. Credit to the creators.
Porch family, I don't know if y'all caught Michelle Obama's speech today, but if you haven't, you need to, because what I witnessed was one of the greatest political drive-bys I've ever seen, and the best part is she never even mentioned the man in charge's name to do it. Nope, she just stood there and started describing Barack Obama, and somehow every sentence landed like a folding chair at a wrestling match. I was howling. The whole thing felt like watching somebody describe a bear without saying the word bear. Large, covered in fur, eats fish, lives in the woods, and everybody in the audience is sitting there thinking, yep, that's a bear. So Michelle starts talking about Barack's character. his temperament, his ability to handle pressure. Then she says how absurd it is to imagine that you might have buckled under pressure, lashed out in frustration, or lost your temper. And y'all, the audience didn't hear a compliment. They heard a comparison, a very specific one. The kind of comparison where nobody says a name, but everybody suddenly thinks of the same damn person. Then she doubled down. How absurd it is to imagine that you might have done anything but make our family in this country proud. And y'all, I swear to God, you could almost hear thousands of people simultaneously looking around the room like, is she talking about who I think she's talking about? Then came the accomplishment list, and Lord have mercy, this woman started pulling achievements out like she was unloading groceries. Osama bin Laden, the auto industry, ending the Iraq War, economic recovery, then the Nobel Peace Prize. And y'all, that's when I truly lost it, because the Nobel Peace Prize mention wasn't subtle. That wasn't an accident. That thing was placed in that speech with the precision of a Navy SEAL operation. Even Hillary Clinton laughed. Can you believe that? Because everybody knew exactly what Michelle had just did. That wasn't a compliment. That was a drive-by. That was Michelle Obama slowly rolling down the window, mentioning a Nobel Peace Prize, and then driving away before anybody could respond. Then she delivered my favorite line of the day, talking about Barack. She said, you were too busy doing the people's work. At that point, I almost needed oxygen. Meanwhile, Barack decides he's going to join the party. He starts talking about democracy, human rights, working with allies, helping people, respecting institutions, and suddenly his speech starts kind of less like an address and more like a police sketch artist drawing somebody from memory. Can you describe the suspect? Well, he definitely wasn't doing any of this. The funniest part, nobody can really get mad because nobody said a name, not a soul. People always quote Michelle's famous line, when they go low, we go high. Today she updated it. Apparently when they go low, she goes high. Then she casually drops a piano off the balcony and acts surprised when it lands on somebody. And listen, if you haven't read today's write-up, you should. It's called Homesick for a Country That Doesn't Exist Anymore. I think the title speaks for itself. You can read it right now by visiting the Substack link in my bio, or go directly to southernpunk.substack.com. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe and follow us here for more Porch Truths.
Michelle Obama is brave. She is courageous. She is dignified. She is inspiring. She is a fighter. She's more of a fighter than any coward that gets into a ring, which is a spectacle in front of the nation's capital, and uses that platform to degrade black women, to degrade the most dignified and inspiring first lady we've ever had, Michelle Obama. If you understand these things, if you know that we are living in literally the Hunger Games, the most ridiculous, embarrassing spectacle that we could imagine, and you want to do something about it, use your voice. I don't care how many followers you have, make a post. Make a comment on somebody else's reel or post or whatever, just saying, yeah, I agree. This is ridiculous. And go to the polling booth and vote. Say something with your vote. Say something in a conversation at work, at school, at home, in the neighborhood, somewhere. Say something that goes against this current administration. Say something that goes against what we are living through right now. Because the only way it's going to change is if you speak up and you do something that is different than everybody else around you, and you say enough is enough. And if you do wake up one day and say enough is enough, and I'm not going to stand for this, and I am going to do something about it, do you know what that makes you? A sane person. Welcome. Happy Monday.
But deep down in our hearts and souls, we all know right from wrong. We know selflessness from greed, righteousness from injustice. We understand that we all rise and fall together, that every last one of us is an invaluable contributor to the greatness of America. And I'm talking about the workers living paycheck to paycheck, hoping to give their kids a better future. The teachers using their own money to take their students on field trips. The business owners struggling to meet payroll but refusing to close their doors. All those folks sweating over stoves to provide meals for their communities. Folks shivering in the freezing cold to deliver our packages. picking up trash to keep our parks clean, volunteers dedicating their weekends to coaching t-ball, or directing the church choir, or mentoring a child. That's where the truth of this country lies. Not in grabbing as much as we can get for ourselves, or knocking folks down to prop ourselves up, but in the overwhelming goodness, the relentless striving, the quiet dignity that is inside all of us. Our greatest hope is that this center can reflect back just a fraction of that light. That it can capture the beauty of who we all are. No matter what we look like, or where we come from, or how much money we earn, or how we pray, or vote, or speak, or love.
Michelle Obama just threw the ultimate shade at Donald Trump and called him out for never winning a Nobel Peace Prize, unlike her husband. And she said a lot of other things about him too. This was awesome.
You were unflappable at every turn.
She's talking about her husband.
Always calm. Always looking at the long view. How absurd it is to even imagine that you might have buckled under the pressure even once.
Trump did.
Lashed out in frustration.
Trump does.
Lost your temper.
Trump.
How absurd it is to imagine that you might have done anything but make our family and this entire country proud.
Wait for it. Here it comes.
You were doing the people's work. Rescuing our economy, expanding healthcare, ending a war, ordering the Bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a peace prize.
Perfect. I love how she just bounces back after getting insulted in the most vulgar way possible at the UFC White House event, comes out unfazed, and drops a speech like this. Man, I miss her. I miss the Obamas.
Man, watching the Obama presidential center ceremony, I cried. I don't know if I was crying because it was just that special or if I was thinking about what we got now in the White House. Could have been both. But just to see them speak so eloquently with such intelligence. When they speak, they make me Google words. I'd be like, I don't know that word, but I want to find out. I love to learn. The Obamas challenge my brain. And for the people that's in the White House now, they also make me Google words. Because I'll be thinking I could have swore that meant something totally different from what they just said. And I'll be right. They be using the words wrong. Just the lack of intelligence.
I said, Menafin. Is that okay?
Watching that Obama presidential center ceremony, I felt the love. It felt warm. It felt familiar. But what we got in the White House now feels familiar, but like a nightmare that I had before. Watching that Obama presidential center ceremony felt like my grandmother's warm hand grabbing mine, making me feel safe. But what we got in the White House now feel like the touch of a pickpocket trying to steal my wallet. Bitch, get off of me. Watching that Obama ceremony, I felt proud. I almost drifted away, making myself believe he was still the president. And that was a great feeling for the moment. Then I turned on the news and the current White House, and the motherfucker was on the channel falling asleep again. Y'all, we had it so good. When I watched that Obama ceremony, I cried.
I have never seen a man so humble, presidential, professional, demonstrate excellence the way that Barack Obama has done in his lifetime. The way Michelle read off his accomplishments. Oh, goodness.
8 years in the crucible, and not once did you melt from the heat. Not once did you let it harden you. Instead, you used it to reveal your truest essence, your stubborn optimism and unflinching courage, your dazzling brilliance and unpretentious decency, your ferocious work ethic, and absolutely unshakable moral fiber. And to do it all as a first and the higher standard that comes with all that. The claims that a U.S. senator and constitutional law expert wasn't qualified for the job. The lies about your birthright, your faith, your patriotism. The outrage when you stated the biological fact that if you'd had a son, that he too would be black. Yet, you were unflappable at every turn, always focused, always calm, always looking at the long view. How absurd it is to even imagine that you might have buckled under the pressure even once, lashed out in frustration, lost your temper. How absurd it is to imagine that you might have done anything but make our family and this entire country proud. No, you were too busy. I'm not done, y'all. Not done. So much to say. You were doing the people's work, rescuing our economy, expanding health care, ending a war, ordering the Bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a peace prize. Keeping us safe from Ebola, regulating the banks, standing up for marriage equality, listening to science, and comforting an entire nation in the face of unspeakable tragedies. And you did it all with such grace and class and cool that you made the hardest job in the world look like a walk in this beautiful park.
Thank you, Michelle Obama, for representing excellence, black excellence at that, at such a high level, because every single word you said, I know exactly what you meant and who it really applies to. And you did it all at the same time you were praising the wonderful contributions that your husband made, as well as the sacrifices. Incredible, classy, to say the least. And I want to encourage you and your husband and the rest of the Obama, the girls, keep up the great work. Keep on doing God's will.
What a man get for not praising himself and allow his partner to do the praises. Just focus on what you're supposed to do and leave the praises to those you who are serving. Do you see that? Do you see that? President Obama having the moment. The water was coming out of his eyes. That he has lied, stylishly cleaning it up. While former First Lady Michelle Obama was praising him. That was powerful. And we are going to remember that moment for a very, very long time. And I think the generation coming, in terms of the men, they are going to hold on to that. The wise one, they are going to hold on to that. And they are going to remember that moment. How it is rewarding to be humble. How it is rewarding to do the work of the people as a leader. Whether you're a leader at home, you're a leader of the country, do not praise yourself. Let those you are serving do the praising. What do you guys think? A lot of people say former First Lady Michelle Obama, she should get a trophy for describing somebody or something without mentioning names. Yes, If you got that from that message, she got it. But what I got from this is it's still gonna be better. We all still gonna come together because I saw President Bush, a Republican, President Clinton, a Democrat, President Biden, a Democrat, and I can bet you people sitting there, we are gonna have some voters, some people, Americans, that they have one time voted for both Republicans or Democrats, but yet they came together to celebrate what is going to be useful for the people. That's the way I see it. What do you guys think? I'm going to catch up with you guys in the next one. Thank you to all my return subscribers. And please do not forget to subscribe and drop a like and your comment down there in the comment section. Bye for now.